Finance Minister Bill Morneau says he can't be sure whether Canada will still be producing oil decades from now.
Will Canada still be producing oil in 2050?
You know, I can't predict the future. Obviously, I think that to the extent that our industry can get...
That was the finance minister speaking from Davos. Now, fortunately, we have someone with us who can predict the future. He does it for a living, Nikolas Badminton. Not only does he argue that Canada has the potential to transition to become a renewable energy powerhouse, he says Alberta is among the best places to do it. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You know, you and I talk a lot about how sometimes the future looks like it's going to be hard on Alberta. That farming is changing, energy sources are changing. Geothermal, wind, and solar projects are underway right now in Alberta.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some huge projects underway. I mean, Suncor, one of the big oil companies, really, is now moving into renewable energy, and they've got a huge $300 million project happening there. There's massive solar projects underway. The sun shines for 320 days a year in Alberta, so the sun always shines. So there's something to be tapped into there. And geothermal, there's projects that can tap into those rich heat seams that run underneath Alberta as well.
So the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers reports oil and natural gas development support 30% of the economic activity in the province. We know that. This is their literal bread and butter. Can they afford to make a transition like this, and what kind of a financial hit will they take in doing so? Yeah,
I mean, the idea of affording this transition, it's like we have to transition in the next 10 years. The amount of oil that we're going to use globally is going to steeply decline. And the oil and gas workers, and I've chatted to a lot of the unions and the people, they want transition, they want change.
They want to work in the future.
They want to work in the future. And you know what? Their skills, everything from the drillers, the engineers, the people on the ground, whatever, can all be deployed in this new energy ecosystem.
So what's it going to take then to make that transition?
We have to have the will and the way, and we have to have the government's support of helping people with that transition through education, helping the industry really get on its feet. Alberta can be a global energy provider still. And I think that it's a huge opportunity for people. It's difficult to see because change is hard, but change happens to us if we don't change ourselves.
It's hard to find an appetite for change when you're talking about people's jobs and economies and mortgages and groceries.
Yeah, absolutely. But, this is where we have to look to the companies. And it's not technology that destroys economies or changes economies or puts people out of work. It's the business models and the way that businesses are run.
Good point.
If they're responsible, then we can have a really bright future in Canada for renewable energy.
You make this point about we can get peace from widespread energy grids. Explain that.
Yeah, so there's an idea of supergrids. So globally, country to country, we have real-time energy transfer, very, very cheap renewable energy. And we're seeing some projects in Asia and in the North Sea and whatever, really working out this concept. If we remove that need of getting oil, getting it out the ground and transporting it around from places where there's struggles with war, then we could potentially have a path to peace. Geopolitics calms down, and this new energy framework means that we've got a world where everything's transferred just like information is transferred on the internet. It's democratized, and that new world is a really, really bright future.
It is a positive theory. Can change a lot when you add humans into the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you think about it, back in 92, 93, the internet, it's never going to catch on, right?
Nikolas Badminton, always good to have you here, having us looking to the future.
Thank you so much.